Everyone wants to change their life, but no one wants to do the work. I felt this intensely a few years ago, that I wanted this change in my life. I wanted to do something different, but I didn't really want to actually put in the effort. I didn't want to actually go through the difficult things, the challenges, the trials and tribulations of having to change myself, of having to stress myself, of having to grow and learn things that I didn't know about to actually get the transformation in my life that I wanted. And I also didn't really know the transformation that I wanted to go through or that was possible. But I feel like there is this opportunity available now in the internet age where if you put in 3 years roughly of effort into something, you can change your life. And what I mean by that is the internet is a place of leverage. So you can either use a leverage of media or leverage of code. If you know how to do one of those things, you can leverage your ability, leverage your input into something and get outsized output. And I think with 3 years worth of effort into a particular corner or a particular market in the internet, then you can change your life. The main variable that I'm talking about here that allows you to change your life is money, because that is the thing that allows people freedom. It gives people the opportunity to do what they want. And as Morgan Housel says in The Psychology of Money, money's greatest intrinsic value is its ability to give you the power to do what you want when you want. And that is one of the greatest predictors of positive feelings of well-being, being able to do the things that you want, when you want, with the people that you want. And I think I'm somewhere along this 3-year journey in the content area of the internet, where I am kind of making content, experimenting, figuring out what I want to do. I am trying side hustles, I'm trying different things, and it's all kind of new for me still. I'm only like 1.5 years in. I made my first YouTube video 1.5 years ago, and then I kind of got a job working for a YouTuber 1 year ago. And I feel like I'm on this path where I'm learning more and more about online entrepreneurship and the ability to scale your income through different things. And it's kind of crass for lots of people to talk about money, but money is the thing that allows you to do what you want and have the freedom to do what you want. And I'm interested in pursuing that for myself, to give me the ability not to just do what I want for the sake of doing what I want, but allow me to choose more things and to have optionality and to direct my time into the things that I think are most useful for both myself, but also for society, for the people around me, for the world around me. And I don't like the ceiling that is presented to you in like other jobs, in corporate jobs, or in like a kind of traditional career where your input is not tied to your output, or more accurately, where your input cannot get you outsized returns, outsized output is capped because someone else decides how fast you progress, how fast your salary progresses, how fast your career progresses. And I like the idea of putting in a certain amount of effort, working hard at something and getting leveraged output. So like making this YouTube video is a good example. I'm spending like half an hour of my time recording it, and it could lead to a huge upside where the YouTube algorithm is leveraging my time. And I think I'm starting to digest this idea and learn this idea of putting in the work and being accepting of the fact that you have to push yourself and challenge yourself and push barriers internally in your psychology to allow this transformation to happen and to try and change your life in whatever way that you actually want to. I'm learning that there's this transformation available kind of within you by pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and consistently challenging yourself and learning about new things. And the internet is the place that provides this opportunity, because 100 years ago, things were different and it was very difficult to leverage your time. The only real ways were either having loads of money or having loads of labor working for you. But now we have tiny robots giving everyone the ability to leverage their time and get outsized returns on the input that they put in. And so I think that way more people should be taking advantage of this opportunity that the internet provides, where you can access, in theory, the wealth of every individual on the planet and tap into that sort of circle of wealth and access some of it for yourself to give you the freedom to do what you want to do and to do more of the things that matter to you, because ultimately that is what money gives you. But the thing that most people find hard to accept before they have started to take more risk and take on more accountability is that it is hard. It is challenging to face an uncertain future, to choose a path where it is not laid out for you, where you have to make the decisions, where you have to figure it out, where you have to carve out some path for you. And I am in this exact position where I have no idea where I'm going. I have no idea really what I'm doing. I have kind of various goals at various stages, like 3 months, a year, but like ultimately I'm figuring it out on the fly. I don't know what I'm doing. And there isn't this career path laid out for me like you might have if you were working as a lawyer or a consultant or a doctor or a teacher. And there are these like clear milestones that you have to pass. And I've struggled with that uncertainty. But on this channel, I've explored this idea of embracing uncertainty and the quarter life crisis. And I've tried to push myself to put my head down, to learn about something and get really good at it, and then be able to monetize those skills somewhere down the line. And the thing that I've kind of directed myself towards is YouTube, towards content creation, towards like writing, towards the internet entrepreneur thing. And I think I am like halfway through this journey of 3 years where I think I have changed my life already. I've like got a job that I absolutely love. and there are lots of big changes in my life in the last year and a half. But I am also really excited for the next year and a half, for when I continue to pursue these things and to learn about this world of like internet entrepreneurship, what I can do. And I think 3 years is this timeline where it takes that long to go through this transformation, where you have to enter a new world, where you have to overcome the personal hurdles, where you then have to learn enough about the thing to be able to do the thing well, and then be able to monetize the thing well, whatever it is that you are focusing on. And I just think that is the timeline that most people should be operating on. It doesn't take 6 months to change your life. It doesn't take 12 months. It takes like 3 years if you are in a different world, if you are not in the kind of content world or the code world. But over 3 years, you can do something really, really interesting. If you keep going, if you put your head down, if you persist. There are a few tips within that I'm going to talk about. So the general model for exploring side hustles, for exploring things that are uncertain, things that interest you and you're curious about, is explore, exploit. You try loads of different things. You explore loads of different things. You put yourself in unfamiliar situations, you overcome hurdles to get yourself trying new things and learning new things. And then when something sticks, when something resonates with you, or you get some data that you're good at it, you get some data that people want more of it, then you exploit. So for me, 2 years ago, I explored by starting this email newsletter, and I enjoyed it. That was a piece of data for me. And then I also got a little bit of feedback from people saying that it was like nice to read. And so I continued to exploit on that thing. And that led me to starting a YouTube channel. That was another exploration. So I tried something new. It led me to continue making videos and eventually to my job where I worked for a YouTuber. That's something that I've now exploited over the past year. This opportunity that I was given through my exploration. I'm continuing to just embrace at all times this idea of explore, exploit. So continue exploring, but continue exploiting the opportunities that you're presented with. But it's really difficult. It's hard to just explore unknowingly and being uncertain about what things might come of it. I've faced so much doubt in the past year and a half, where I've had no idea where I'm going, where I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm thinking like, what does 5 years look like? What does 3 years look like? What am I even doing next year? And this fear is always in the back of my mind, but it has slowly quietened over the past year and a half as I have gained more confidence in my own ability, as I have learned more skills, as I have realized that it doesn't matter how scared you are, over time, you just kind of figure it out anyway. And that's just another tip, which is extend your timeline, because people want quick results. They want to do something when they want to take a risk, they want to change something in their life, and they want to get immediate results. They want to try something new and get immediate results. And that's exactly how I was. Like a year and a half ago, I started this YouTube channel and I wanted to get immediate results. I wanted the feedback and the sensation that I was doing well. But it takes time because I was making terrible videos, I wasn't very good on camera, and I'm still in this phase of exploring and exploiting. I'm making this video, which is not like a kind of blockbuster Mr. Beast style video. I'm experimenting right now with this like format, seeing if it resonates and seeing if people enjoy it and seeing if I enjoy it and like if I enjoy making these videos. And I'm willing to test things out, to experiment, to see what happens when I do things for a certain period of time. And if it doesn't work, then I will try something else. And then if that doesn't work, I'll try something else. And if that works, then I will double down on that. And that's kind of my general model at the moment for all of this like content thing, for all of the internet side hustle thing. I'm just exploring and exploiting, and I'm trying to extend my timeline for this process. To be clear, the timeline that I'm talking about for success and in the internet entrepreneurship world is like 3 to 10 years, because I think when people have success in like 1 to 2 years, it's normally because they bring experience from somewhere else. But for most people, it takes time to overcome personal hurdles. It takes time to overcome personal barriers, and it takes time to learn how to do the thing and then monetize the thing and have an impact that way. And I think it takes like 3 to 10 years. And I think that is what most people should be operating on. It's extending your timeline out of this like 1 to 2 year period and into this 3 to 10 year period, because over that timeline, you probably underestimate what you can do. And as I said, this is all advice that I'm trying to take on myself. I only feel like I'm a year and a half into this new path, this new journey where I don't know what I'm doing, where I don't have it all laid out in front of me. And previously I was doing the kind of corporate thing, the consulting thing. And I just feel like that was the turning point. That was the moment where things changed, where I took a new path, where I took on more risk in my life, where I took on more accountability for my success. And I sort of embraced this new path, the uncertain path, or as Paul Millard calls it, the pathless path. And I think that when you go into that world, it takes time to figure it out. Another thing that is essential when you take on a new path, when you take on an uncertain path, is surrounding yourself with great people, surrounding yourself with people who build you up, who support you, who you can learn from, who inspire you, who hold you accountable to the things that you want to do, and who generally just make it way more likely that you're going to achieve the things that you want to achieve. The people who don't do that, the people who bring you down, the people who make you feel bad for taking on new opportunities, who make you feel bad for taking on risk and changing things in your life, those people are poison. Because I believe that everyone, when they're surrounded by people that help them be who they want to be and people that help them feel inspired and help them feel confident and brave, everyone can do great things with their lives. And I think a huge ingredient, especially for me, is this idea of surrounding yourself with great people. It's been absolutely essential for me to have people in my life who will cheer me on, who will celebrate wins with me, who will listen to all my woes and all my struggles and to like bounce ideas off, who get it and who understand why I'm doing the things that I want to do, and who are in my corner. They kind of help me when I'm down, when I'm not feeling good. They hold on to a piece of my motivation and they then reflect it back onto me so that they can encourage me to continue when I am doubting myself or something like that. A YouTuber called V Katavu calls it like an empowerment circle, which I think is such a sick idea. It's the idea that you have a circle of people who empower you, but they also understand why you're doing the things that you're doing. And when you forget why you're doing it, they then encourage you to continue because they understand you and they've taken the time to invest in your journey as well. Surrounding yourself with believers is just the biggest life hack ever. So by exploring and exploiting, by extending your timeline and surrounding yourself with great people, you are way more likely to be able to change your life, to be able to put your head down for 3 years and experience whatever transformation you want to experience. And I think that we're all kind of scared of what we can achieve, the things we can do when we put our mind to something, and what might happen if we actually put our attention on something, because we might fail, we might look stupid, and we might not achieve the things that we want to do. We might work really hard for 3 years and nothing will happen. But that's the risk that we take on with our lives when we break out of the box ticking default path mindset and we embrace the pathless path, the uncertain world, the kind of leveraged internet entrepreneur world. We don't know what will happen. And the fact that we can put in a certain amount of input and get outsized output means that we can also put in a huge amount of input and get absolutely zero output and get zero return. And for a lot of people, that is what happens. But if you persist, if you continue to explore and exploit, eventually you find things that you are good at. You find things that you have learnt about, where you have experience, where you can sell your services, where you can generate some kind of monetizable value and free up your life and be able to do the things that you want when you want, which Morgan Housel says is one of the greatest predictors of positive feelings of well-being, is the ability to do what you want when you want with the people that you want. So if you want to learn more about my journey and my quarter life crisis, then watch this video here. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching and I will see you in the next one.